So we've made a lot of progress on two fronts, on both sections that we call them sections, but they're much more than that, Russia, Ukraine, and also the Middle East, and we'll see what happens.
Progress for American negotiators in Saudi Arabia after 3 days of separate ceasefire talks with Ukraine and Russia. The White House, in separate statements, said Tuesday that as a result of negotiations, both sides have agreed to a maritime ceasefire and to implement a ban on attacks on energy facilities. Those agreements effective immediately for Kyiv, according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The American side believes that our agreements come into force when they are announced by the American side, he said. The Kremlin also confirming those details in its own statement, but adding that the Black Sea ceasefire will only come into effect if Western sanctions are lifted on Russian agriculture exports.
Переговоры завершились тем, что
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov adding in an interview that the Kremlin could not trust Zelensky and would only sign the Black Sea deal if Washington gave a, quote, order to Zelensky to respect it. According to the Kremlin, its pause on attacks on energy infrastructure would include oil refineries, oil and gas pipelines, and nuclear stations, among other targets. The ban would last for 30 days and already began last week on March 18th. It doesn't say in the statement what happens if someone violates the agreement, Zelensky said. I understand why, because the American side really wanted all this not to fall apart. He later added that Kyiv would appeal to the Americans and provide evidence if it believed there was a violation. The agreements, if implemented, could pave the way for a larger ceasefire and what Washington hopes will be an end to Russia's 3-year war in Ukraine. Kyiv's leader has also expressed skepticism over whether Russia will honor its commitments, but both sides are relying on Washington to enforce the deals. For City News, I'm Erica Natividad.